Welcome back. This is Simon Hartley teaching SolidWorks introductions. Right, so this is following on directly from the previous video. I've just opened SolidWorks and started a new blank document, and I've also turned on the standard views toolbar. What I'm going to do now is sketch, just from memory, the 4 cubes we drew freehand in lesson 2, and then from there we're going to build and manipulate these cubes. Okay, so all the blocks were similar sort of dimensions, basic dimensions. 2 of them had holes in them. This was block 1 and 3, and apart from that they're all pretty similar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the plane that I want to draw on, which is the top plane. Just click on it here, left click, then it's brought up the menu, or I can right click and bring up the menu, and then I'm just going to left click on show. Okay, now I'm just going up to the standard views toolbar and saying normal to, and what this is going to do is allow me to draw the top view or elevation view of the block, and which then I'm going to project from a sketch out into a 3-dimensional object, and then I'm just going to resize that block to make from my first block to make the 4 blocks in total. Okay, so I'm going to go to sketch. There's a couple of different ways I can do this. I can either choose a rectangle, which is very similar to the shape I want, or I can use lines. I'm just going to use the rectangle, and I'm going to use center point rectangle to start with. So this will mean I'll click on the origin, and then I'll drag it out and click externally from there. Okay. So now selected, we can see rectangle selected over here in the feature tree. And I'm going to choose, type 2. Okay, so I'm going to click on the origin. So I'm just hovering over the origin, and we see the little orange dot turn up. And we can also see just below the pencil a sketch relation. I'll talk more about them again in a minute. I'm just going to click on the origin, drag it up and away, and then drop it. Okay, now I'm just going to go over here to the dialog box. There's a million different things I can chuck in. Essentially, all I want to do is click the green tick to say yes, I'm happy with that. I'm going to go up to Smart Dimension, click on Smart Dimension, click on my top line, with the line that's highlighted, that's what becomes orange, drag it away, drop it, and I'm just going to put my dimensions, which is 100 millimeters and 100 millimeters. Okay. Now the line has gone black, the line of my square, which is exactly what I wanted. It means that it's fully defined, and that again is echoed by the, or reinforced by the fact that it says it's fully defined down the bottom here. I'm just going to go OK. Now, just going to go back on my top plane, right click on it, and then turn off hide. Okay, so now the view is, the plane has gone away, but we can still see our drawing here. So each of our lines got a sketch relation, which means that these are horizontal, these are vertical. These ones here, which are this line here and this line here, intersect each other, and they also intersect the origin. And these dimensions here are, again, they're just dimensions. Okay. Okay, so everything looks happy in my little sketch. I'm just going to click Exit Sketch to get out of the sketch. And there we go. Now I've got my basic 100 by 100 mil cube. I'm going to go to Feature Manager. I'm going to choose Exclude Boss Base. I'm then going to select the edge of my sketch. It's going to ask me how far to make it, to project it up. And I'm just going to say 50 mil, which was the thickness of our material. OK to accept these changes. Okay, just scrolled out, which is using the scroll key on the mouse. F to fit. And we're going to go File, Save As. My pictures, which I'm going to navigate down to where my files are going to be kept. Just call it here. Okay, so my folder D4103, I'm going to call this block 1. Save. Okay, and it's an isometric view at the moment. We can shift that around a little bit if we wish. It doesn't really show us a lot, but if we go back to top view, and that's what it looks like. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly edit the sketches, so the underlying drawing, and resave them as block 2, 3, and 4. They'll give me my 4 different sizes. Then I'm going to come back and add the holes to block 1 and block 3. Okay. So what I'm going to do, pop the little down arrow, go down to the sketch, left click on the sketch, go up to edit sketch. Okay. Now all I want to do is take this top dimension here, double click on it, make it 200, enter OK, across here to OK for the dimension adjustment, exit the sketch, and let's roll this over. Okay, so then I go File, Save As, Block 2, Save, right, back to my sketch, up to Edit, double click on the dimension I want to change, 300, okay, save, 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 File, Save As, 3, save. So all I'm doing is using design intent to control which dimension I'm adjusting. So this way, I don't have to keep repeating everything again. I just change the bit that I want to change. So there, File, Save As, Block 4. Okay, so go File Explorer, pictures, videos. Okay, block 1, block 2, block 3, and 4. They're all essentially the same, just a longer block, which is what we saw earlier. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to SolidWorks. Block 4 was fine, there wasn't anything else to it. Okay, so I'm going to go Open. And I'm going to go open my block 1, go Open. So it just says it's for instructional use only, being student vision. Okay, so I'm going to click back on my top plane because this is, so I can either click on this and make a new sketch, or I can draw on actually on the surface of our block. Either are fine. I'm just going to use draw on the top plane just to give you an example again. So we're going to sketch again. Bring this up. Okay, now I want a circle. Now, okay. Now I could have just chucked that on the origin, and I know that that would have been exactly where I wanted it to be. But I'm deciding so I'm actually going to dimension it because some things you may not want it to be exact. Okay. So what I'm doing is first clicking on the edge so it goes orange. Click down on the second end of the circle, drag it across the side. There you go. Put in these dimensions. Okay. Yes, just accept that. Series sketch. Okay. Now I've exited the sketch. Now rather than our extrude boss, which we could do, we're going to go to extrude cut. Again, I've selected that circle already. Okay, and we go through all. We're changing our hole to be through all. And we want this to go, nope. Okay, and then I go, okay. Da, 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 da. Okay, that's not quite right. Just turn on spaces, which will shape it a little bit. Okay, come here. This does look very visually distorted. Okay, it must be just the angle I'm sitting on the laptop. Okay, so go File, Save As, Block 1, Save. Okay, so I'm just going to close this. Open, Block 3, Open. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to select the top surface to draw on. I'm going to go to sketch. I could do edit sketch if I wanted to. Just going to go sketch. Just go normal 2. Grab my circle again. Okay. It's okay. Smart dimension the circle. That's what's going to be 25. That's what I didn't do on the last one. From the center to the edge. 100. From the center to the top edge. Oh, okay. Come on. Smart dimension from the edge to the center. There we go, 50 mil. Okay, it's happy. Excellent, excellent. So I go to extrude cut. Click on extrude. For it all. Larger than it is. Okay, I go yes to accept it. Okay. File, save as, block 3. Let's replace that. Right. It's all done to this point.